All right, guys, for the next section, it's going to be 13 to 16. So I'm gonna take a look at number 15. So that is 11 pi divided by 6, and then as well as negative 3. We are just sketching these angles, which are measured in radians, because you don't see a label, in standard position, right? So 11 pi over 6 and negative 3. Okay. So you can always start with your x and y axes, right? And just remember, initial position means it's starting from here. So when I need to think of 11 pi divided by 6, right, just think of it as 11/6, but everything's in terms of pi, right? So from the last videos, this is pi over 2, this is, 1 pi, this is 3 pi over 2, this is 2 pi. So, if you think about it in terms of fractions, 11/6 pi, right? 11 pi over 6. That is definitely bigger than 1 pi, right? 6 pi over 6 is 1 pi. And if you guys remember, right, 1 pi would be right to there, right? So that's 1 pi or 6 pi over 6. So if you think about this, okay, I've used up 6 pi over 6. All I have left is 5 pi over 6, right? Because 6 plus 5 is 11. So I'm here, and I know that another 6 pi over 6 or another full pi would get me right back to where I started. So I only need 5 pi over 6. So basically, if I'm here, I just go 5/6 of the way over, and it will end right about there, right? So if you keep everything in terms of fractions, it's really, really much easier, right? Maybe a little further. It's definitely not somewhere, oh, that's annoying. It's definitely not halfway. I should have drawn that probably a little bit closer, but you get the idea. Negative 3, on the other end, is not something that is in terms of pi. I don't know how to get rid of that. It's not something that's in terms of pi, but just remember, pi is the same thing as 3.14. So if I needed to do negative 3, I actually think that was one of the ones that was already drawn for you in the first section. But I need to go clockwise, right? So I'm going to start right here. I'm going to go clockwise 3 radians. So again, if I went clockwise pi radians, I would end up all the way over here. That's pi, right? So that's 3.14. So if I only need to go 3, I don't need to go quite all the way over there. It's going to be close to 3, but it's going to be 0.14 short. So it's just going to be just short of 3. So it should be something like that green one.